Welcome. On behalf of the Harvard University South Asia Institute, I, Dr. Shashank Shah, the Project Director, welcome you to this webinar.
The market has exploded. It's no longer strange to see people wearing traditional fabrics as Western clothes. Even in terms of non-fabric handicrafts, you see much more of sort of artifacts and objects to be used at home that are crafted from other traditional craft methods. But there's still two main paradoxes. And I think the one that I want to stress is that in the rest of the world, this notion of storytelling has become really, really popular and is a great way of marketing product. There's a strong connection to the originator, the creator, the maker of the product that is being used in telling stories about the product to the consumer so that the consumer feels a connection to the product and is more likely to buy. And this has become very common, particularly because as an industrialized society, we move further and further away from the product and its making and its origin, and we like to feel that connection. The paradox to me is that what we have in India with these handicrafted products, whether it's textiles or it's crafted products, is products with real stories. These are, you don't have to create a story about the maker in order to sell these products, right? There's a rich history, there's a rich sociology, and there's a rich cultural description of all of these products that can be used and that exists. And yet, we don't see those products being sold in the same way. And the second challenge, which is related to this, is the fact that these products have to tread the line and manage a very fine balance between staying true to the original heritage and the traditional craft and appealing to a modern consumer. You have these main differences between what is the market world and what is the handicraft world, right? What we have is this situation where the market is about objectivity, utility, and just economic transaction, whereas the handicraft world is about, much like the art world, is about symbolic meaning, subjectivity, and individual, idiosyncratic, unique products that can't be easily compared with each other. And so the value of each product is different. So what this means is that these two very different worlds have to be bridged. And I think the main thing is to have an ecosystem of entities that can enable the market and the handicraft world, the modern world and the traditional world, to actually speak to each other so that their languages are translated. And what do I mean by an ecosystem? Which is to say, what we need is clear knowledge and documentation, right? We need organizations that can create almost like an understanding of the full, like a syllabus or a curriculum of all the crafts that are available in India is really important. But the next way that this can be done is design. And many of you know this, right? That design is different from craft in that it is intentional. So you take something and you design it, whereas craft is a tradition that comes to over time and is done over and over again beautifully. It requires a lot of skill, but it is not about change and innovation. It's about execution in an excellent manner. Design, on the other hand, is about taking an object and saying, how do we make this work better for the current lifestyle, to make this translation between traditional craft products and the modern market and consumer. You would actually end up having much better alignment between what the craftspeople create and what the market wants. Related to this design and translation is the need for innovation cycles. So I think one of the things that the Western world of retail and fashion does really well is to create desire among consumers to have this ecosystem of knowledge creation, of innovation, of design, and of translation, so that what you have is a way for people, the modern consumer, to understand the narrative, the story, the value that lies in these artifacts and these handicrafts, and for the people on the handicraft side to understand what it is that the modern consumer wants and what the market values, so that you can actually bridge those two.